Oh, now we look like an Italian king. Wow, 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 wow. Hello everybody. Today I have some gold pieces that I've already made and some raw material. I'm just going to talk for the fun of it. This ring is kind of fat and he's kind of a little chunkier, but he's a smaller ring size, and this is a bigger ring size, but he's much thinner. And I just dropped some gold on the ground.
Where did it go?
I found it. And this is the same material that I used to make this one. So this is nice and chunky, kind of wide. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to make a wide, big band, like size 8 or size 9. I don't know, somewhere in the usable range. This one's kind of small. That's a 6.5, which is fine. I mean, that's usable, but usually men's rings are a little bit bigger. This little guy is size 8. So I'm going to try to make a usable fat ring. And I'm going to go with this 7.7 grams of gold here. This guy was 6.7-ish, and this guy's 3 something grams of gold. So if I don't have enough, I'll just break into my 20-gram bar. I'm not going to melt any new gold today. I'm just going to bend this up. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bend this up and then fuse it with some gold dust on my charcoal block. It's very important to soak your charcoal to make sure that it doesn't burn. Well, let's try to get it started at a 7. Let's see if that works. I don't know. Oh yeah. Alright. That was easy. I'll just bend that up by hand. And then I'll do a little overlap and I'll cut it up. I mean, that's already pretty good, huh? I'll give that a cut and then we'll go from there. How about that? So I'm going to cut right on the end here. I'm going to use a new blade because I'm not sure if this blade is sharp anymore. Might as well. Blades are cheap. That's a good one. Why not? I'm using a size, I have no idea. So that's perfect. That's going to be exactly what you want. I'm going to use a little bit of good stuff. And you got to make sure all this is very exact because it's super important. If you don't have it set up exactly correct, you're gonna make something that's totally fine. So make sure there's exactly 0.23745 millimeters of play in your blade, and make sure you use 300 micrograms of lubrication. Any more and everything will catch on fire, and any less and everything will catch on fire. Make sure you have some nice white printer paper going on underneath your cutting space. I guess you just kind of put it on the corner and cut it out. Perfect. I'm just going to cut one because I already cut the other one. Oh, perfect. That's great. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You can tell it's made a good saw connection because it just holds onto it. That's great. This means that you've it's already welded together. To undo that, you're going to need to alright, okay. And you notice we made some gold dust. That's important because people write songs about it. If you wanted any, I got plenty. This is a strawberry jam. Make sure you use strawberry jam jars for your gold dust, because if you don't, it'll go bad. Make sure you put your nuggets in there and they'll turn into jam. As you can see, they're jamming. Oh yeah, that's good. That's perfect. Gold doesn't like going inside a raspberry jam container. That's a big no-no in the industry. We all know that. I forgot to do a very important thing and clean this before I cut on it, because now there's crap in with the gold dust, and now I'm not going to be able to put it in my jar. That's not good. So if you filled up your gold dust with just crap, you gotta just throw it on the ground. Don't cry over spilled gold dust. We have a ring. That looks good. We're gonna smoosh it together. Maybe we'll do a little filing. We're gonna use some clean gold dust to fuse them together. There's gold on my finger. Excuse me. I got some filing to do here, because these are not gonna mate well. You can tell by the way they are. So now that I've cleaned my little area here, That looks good. This is some real precision stuff right here. Oh, that looks good. That looks real good. Yeah, this is gonna go together pretty nice. And we just squeeze it together. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Oh, well. I might need to squeeze it with a hammer. We're gonna clean up the dusty filings here. And you might say, oh, well, now there's some wood in there too. Because I definitely filed off some wood. And that's okay, because wood lights on fire when you hit it with fire. When it lights on fire, it goes into the air. And when it goes into the air, it goes not in your work. How about that? Bam, nice science. We're gonna smoosh. Let's do a little smooshing here. That's precision. If you don't do this exactly correct, it's gonna mess it up. So make sure that's gotta be precise. You'll know when it's good because it will be kissing. The metal will be smooshed together. Okay, as you can tell, this is a perfect circle, which is important. It has to be a perfect circle. And if it's not a perfect circle, it's not going to work at all, so that's good. We're going to fuse it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the flat side of the perfect circle on the charcoal, and that'll be a nice little surface. We'll put some dust in the crack, so we got a dusty crack, and then we'll hit that with some fire until she melts. So here we go. Here's our charcoal. Oh, that looks good. And we're going to use some precision tweezers. If your tweezers aren't blue, this won't work. So that's important. Make sure you get the blue. We're going to grab some dust out of the strawberry jar. Oh, look at that. That's some good stuff right there. That's perfect. You got to use exactly that much. Got to be configured exactly correctly. Oh, yep. Alright. That's the exact shape you need. That's the perfect amount of gold dust. Now, as you can see, the dust is in the crack, which is nice. That's perfect. Now we're going to hit this with some fire. Make sure you use your blue bic. If you don't use the blue bic with the blue tweezers, the whole thing gets messed up. That's very important. Remember, blue bic. Very important. Oh, you see the blue flame? That's nice. We need that. Alright, now we're just going to heat up the whole system here. And you're going to have to remember that it's gold, so if it starts turning another color, it's immediately turning into another element. Oh, as you can tell, it's turning orange. And that's good. The little crack is got those little gold melties down going on. And we're just trying to melt just the crack there. It's a little bit of melty, but there it is. So that's really hot, so don't touch that. I'll flip her over. As you can tell, well, I am a professional. Oh, you know, it's because there's no flat side on this perfect circle. Alright, there we go. Now the crack is at the top. Do I need any more dust? Yeah, let's use a little bit more, why not? 0.073 micrograms. Make sure you measure that out. Oh, that's good. That's perfect right there. I don't know if you caught that, but it's real good. And we're going to hit this with fire one more time. You can kind of see it's already hot. And we're just going to try to get the surface to melt. Melting, smelting. Whoop. That looks pretty good to me. Well, as you can see, the gold dust is gone because it melted. And now it is inside the metal. Oh, you see it made a little nugget up there. Oh, that was pretty good. Let's melt it one more time. How about that? Alright. Feel a little bit of meltage. Oh, that's much better. There she is. And it's not perfect, but it's pretty close. You can see I got some gold on my fingers. That's a sacrifice we're all willing to make. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to hit this with a hammer. So at this point, I'm just praying that it's actually fused closed. It looks fine. We got some nubs of gold dust. Just get some of that off. Okay, so we have a perfectly circle ring here. I give it a little filing just to see how it would be, and now we're gonna see how big it is. So what was I going for, like a 7? And now, what we got? Well, it's a 6 something at the moment. But what's good about this is that we've slipped it over and it's deformed back into a more circular state. And that joint's holding pretty okay, so I think the fusion worked. That's good. Now we're just gonna gonna give it the old, oh, Tanya Harding Jr. here. I think we survived. We're right at a 7 now. That's great. So what's gonna happen here is we're gonna hit this with a real hammer, and it's gonna get bigger. It's gonna get bigger in size. We'll make it down to an 8, and it'll also balloon out. We got an S-wing. Make sure you use the S-wing because it has a blue handle. If it doesn't have a blue handle, it's not gonna work. Oh, it's also got a blue head. That's good. And we're gonna use the ball peen side. We already see that it's got a nice texture going on. It's really textured already, huh? And it's already gone up full half size. So we're just gonna keep doing this, and I'm gonna not show you guys because it's boring and loud. Okay, bye-bye. So as you can see, I added a little bit more texturing going on here, but there's a problem, and the problem is that this edge is really rough, and you'd kind of expect that, but I'm gonna hammer just on the edge here to kind of bring that in. And again, I'm not going to show you that because it's just a lot of hammering and boring banging. Well, I'll just check in with you afterwards. How about that? Bye. Did a pretty good job here of flattening it out and bringing it down, but it makes these funny little ridges on the corners here. For comfort, I'm going to take a round file around the inside, and I'll take a flat file around the outside ridge. I won't touch any of the texturing, but I'm going to bring it all down just for the sharp edges. And this right now, it's just about an 8, which is good. That's kind of what I wanted. It's pretty good. I have a half round, half flat. Gonna be perfect. I'm gonna work over my white sheet of paper. Oh, look at all this dust. Perfect. That's great. Look how pretty the dust is. I hope you can see that. Okay, now we're cooking. So what's next? I guess I'm gonna burnish. Let's see how well this works. Burnishing is just mooshing it around. Technical term there too. Another thing this does is it brings up the shine. I see some flakes that have been convinced to leave with the burnishing, which is fine. It really brings out the texture. Oh, that's nice. That looks good. Alright, let's bring you in one more time. How about that? I don't know if you remember, but this was 7.7 grams before. And we cut off a little bit, and we filed a little bit down. 7.04 grams. We got a 7-gram ring. It looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. It didn't take me that long. I guess it took me an hour, but I already made the ingot. I don't know, 2 hours? Whatever. Yeah, it's pretty good. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. You can kind of see it's a little bit bigger. Same width. It's kind of the same size as this guy. That's a great stack right there. The fat and the skinny.